Welcome back to your pick a card. Who will you marry? That is the question we're asking today. Set your intentions, get comfortable, take your time and make your selection. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, we will get started. You see the beautiful bouquets before us for option 1, 2, and 3. Let's get started with group 1. Group 1. You have a selection of cards that have been shuffled out for you. I'm not gonna even lie. Don't even get disappointed, group 2 and 3, because I don't even know what your cards are yet, but we're gonna see if you're being nosy. But group 1, this is by far one of my favorite cards. It's the chosen card. Literally, the raven chooses, right? There could be some doubt because another aspect of this card is that the raven kind of has to reassure that I know what I'm doing and I was sent to pick you, or to get you, and I'm gonna do my job. So you buckle up and here we go. If there's any question, if there's any doubt, the raven reassures that this is definitely happening. So I definitely appreciate that because I know how it feels personally to kind of like experience something unbelievable, right? Group 1, when it comes to who you marry, I feel like this is a fated situation. It's not someone settling or on a whim, whoever was just sitting there, the first person that asked type deal. This talks about the work begins. There's something that is fated to transpire during and while you're within this relationship. It also talks about an initiation of some sort or the ordeal. This could be a big deal to you. Marriage or relationships as well as this person. The raven sometimes has trickster spirit, it says. It has many symbolic interpretations. It's also linked to the Hierophant card in the tarot. So be on the lookout for a new teacher or mentor. The Hierophant is definitely a marriage card. Could also talk about Taurus and or the behaviors of the Hierophant, which is a person who it would be best for you guys to have the same beliefs, because if your beliefs are different, the Hierophant is definitely going to call hierarchy. And most cultures, that's okay. The husband or wife, whoever you are watching this, they're going to have possibly strong beliefs and maybe even feel destined to have chosen you. So I think that that's pretty cool. I wasn't going to say anything, but when it said initiation, like from the guidebook, where it says initiation, the ordeal, the work begins, initiation is also connected to the 7 of Wands in tarot, which is defense, right? Or defensiveness or standing up for something. Okay, so you guys may be in like minds about standing up for traditional marriages or whatever it is that you believe in. This person may have very strong beliefs and you guys are going to uphold some sort of tradition. It also talks about not apologizing. So this person could be very unapologetic. It says this card indicates something has occurred, known or unknown, to initiate the spinning of the alchemical wheel. So there you have it. You could already be in the mindset of this person at the least. If you haven't met, it's on their mind just as much as it may be on yours to have brought you to this video. The Raven's work cannot be undone. So this person may feel, hey, we locked in. I don't care if we're having difficulties. We sleep in separate rooms, but nobody's leaving this house. You could even have some fear, and not about this person. It's just to actually have a dream come true. And it says you may be overwhelmed or think what does it say? The journey ahead is not for you. Your doubts matter not to the Raven, as it appears and its appearance signifies it has chosen you. Okay. I like it. Okay. You also have here third quarter moon. You have readjustment and forgiveness. You have breakdown. So overwhelmed, breakdown, readjustment, and forgiveness says that there may have been past situations that healing from could aid in, being a magnetic attraction or being in alignment for this particular situation. You have the sign of Capricorn and 10th house. So with career, public life, and reputation, since this reading is about that person, it could even be them that are currently breaking things down in their lives, making readjustments, and forgiveness is also connected to the Justice card. So if I think about marriage and court, it could be court appointed. What if they don't want a big, thing or something private? Maybe the conversation of religion or church could come up. But you have Capricorn here, which is another very traditional energy, right? Also kind of like earthy energy. But career, public life, and reputation may be important to this person. Could be what brings you guys together. Doesn't have to be. And they could have Capricorn in the 10th house. So if you do compatibility reports with yourself and someone that you may be interested in, that may be a significator. All right. Now, one of my favorites, which came up on the channel recently, it may have been in a pick a card with the messages from your higher self. You have carnelian, courage, motivation, endurance. We have Taurus again, Cancer, Leo, and Scorpio sun. So, put that in your back pocket. What I like about this card resurfacing is it talks about balancing out the emotions. And remember, the previous card talked about feelings of being overwhelmed. It also is meant to motivate you. So this person may be very motivational, that gives you the courage or endurance you need for your own personal journey, which I think is a magnificent mate and does definitely sound fated. Life is meant to be lived with passion and desire, and carnelian gives you the courage to do so. Seize the day. So this may be something this person says, or there's just a belief in protecting the soul in the afterlife. Ooh, as we got the flash there. I didn't do that, by the way. I know y'all saw that. Protecting the soul in the afterlife. I like that. All right, y'all husband, wife is magical. Now, I use the relationship oracles for any potential challenges, okay? Sensuality came up. So the frequency of sensuality reminds us that as spirits in human bodies, we are sensual beings experiencing joy and pleasure from the physical world through our senses. Okay? Now, because of the Taurian energy, the Hierophant coming up, Capricorn, it talks about readjustment, forgiveness, public life, reputation. Sensuality may not be the strength of this mentor or this very grounded person that's coming in with this fated role. And they don't have to be an earth sign, but it does give like earth energy. It's like kind of heavy and grounded. Could even be air, but we'll see where it's going, because you did have the carnelian, and we'll see what other cards that you have. But sensuality could be challenging, which I won't say is normal, but I'm a kind of traditional person when it comes to relationships, and I would say that if there's balance, meaning masculine and feminine, however that plays out in the relationship, some more masculine energies may not be overly sensual. I mean, even with the card being kind of pink, or if the relationship has strong values, on marriage and commitment and career or reputation, we may have to work in the area of play when it comes to sensuality, or maybe you don't care about that stuff either, right? That much. So because I ask for the challenges, I also ask, what were the benefits? And for some of you, this just talks about someone returning from a past life. And I feel that they're very protective of you. It also talks about discernment. This could, now I don't want to exaggerate, but the Judgment card is connected to divine beings. So if you're manifesting a lover, that could be a divine being, because manifestations come from the other side into the third dimension. They don't necessarily have had to been here your whole lifetime. So if you're new to tarot or new to the channel, like, what is this woman talking about? Hey, pick up a book. So I thought that was pretty cool. I noticed also that there's a family unit here, and then a guard or a very protective energy. So the benefit is protecting, providing. Even though I don't see the pentacles, it's just like this person is going to be defensive, like we said with the Seven of Wands, or they just have the capacity to, they feel they have a good judge of character. And I feel that whatever position you play in this relationship for them, they'll be very protective of you. Okay. So just be mindful of that. Now, there could be a slight chance that this person, like I said, you have some sort of past life connection to, and it's happened. I've seen it happen before, or at least I've heard of it happening before, where there's past soulmates that reincarnate in this life, and that you guys could have different relationships with each other in this life, but they're definitely soulmates. So in reference to who you marry, in a past life, this person could have been a friend or someone you've married before, but there's still some sort of connection, okay? Now, as the Nine of Wands also talks about like some sort of injury. And so this person could have been injured, okay? Or could have some complications with judgment, because when I said they have a good judge of character, spirit was like, no. So I'm like, oh, okay. So if there's if this person has had injuries, or has an injury, right? And I don't want to say mentally, it's like a physical injury possibly, or there could have been something that happened, right? Like, you'd be surprised how many people would say, yeah, it sounds funny, but oh, my parents dropped me on the head once, or I had this incident at band camp or whatever. So that could be a significator for this person. Now, they're going to push you in ways that I feel you could appreciate. And I say that because I have an oracle card that has a bear hidden in the background in slumber and the hawk in front of him. And the storyline of this particular oracle card was that, winter happened, but more is coming. And there's a few cards pointing to overwhelming, because there was also this overflow or some sort of spring of body of water kind of just like falling into the lake. I want to find it so you can see it. So when I see or hear certain terms connected to like overflow and overwhelm, I do sometimes think of what the Ten of Cups kind of means, and it's just an overwhelming amount of emotion. Okay, so let me see if I can find it. If it takes me forever, I won't, but it's just a little treat to show you how I thought it was super cool that you guys got the bear and the hawk, because of, this is my favorite one. I love the jellyfish. Okay, let me see. The bear and the hawk were together. So that could even represent your personalities. Not gonna hold you, it's crazy. Because both of these cards, well, the hawk is more of the guide, and as a guide, usually warns, cautions, and it's really stern. I can see the Capricorn personality in the hawk. And then like the bear coming out of hibernation, usually bears represent an awakening of some sort. So this person may activate you in some way. But here it is, I found it. So here you guys are in one picture. Right now you're not in the same picture. But here's the picture, it's 16. So it could be very unexpected, right? With the 16 for the tower, and look at the shower of water. Now there's like, this is supposed to be a rock, but dude, this is so like bearish, right? And then here it is. So it talks about empowerment. It says, I harness the strength within me, soaring above challenges and drawing power from life's significant triumphs. And what card did you have that had the same? Oh, the carnelian, that was like savor the day type thing. So this person could be, you know, very down to earth and not overly stimulating, but motivate you in ways, and may say little things like that all the time. Savor the day, you know. So what I loved about this, the golden egg and making a choice. This is a spirit card in the wild unknown. Most spiritual beings, chosen ones, star seeds, alchemists, whatever you resonate with, are looking to master themselves. And the gold egg represents not only a person that has the capacity to do that, but I think it also represents like the moment we step into that truth. Okay? Stepping into your truth could attract this person and also be what they were sent here to help you with. I can't call it. Like who you have to be to usher it in, because this is a timeless reading, but I do set it based on whatever choices, decisions, and environment you may be in presently. And that can always change because your choices, decisions, and directions fluctuate. But the golden egg here is a message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. It basically talks about finding a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps very yoga-ish or meditative. And it says if you don't currently practice these things, do so for introspection or contemplation. It also talks about breathing to be calm. It talks about advanced practices. So this person could be on a road to self-mastery themselves, and you could find them in very deep states of calm and peacefulness, and constantly in a mindset to keep that. It says, no rushing, pushing, or grasping. Okay? And it also says that the sound cannot be heard nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth and quiet. So that could also just be from your guides saying, hey, there's a need to detach some from the world itself or whatever we do in our day-to-day lives. This may be something that the person helps you with. And I also pulled out an angel answer card for you. So set the intentions. You may have already seen it, but whatever questions you could have had on your mind at the beginning of the video or that you have right now, your angel answer card says to get more information. And notice that it's over sensuality and yoga. Okay, so you guys may have some sort of tantric energy where it's not the traditional sensuality, but it may involve something deeper, right? So I think that's kind of cool, group one. Thank you for allowing me to read your cards. And we will move to group two. Group two, it is your turn. So I'll tell you first that you have an angel answer card. Go ahead and set the intentions to have a question answered. The first card that came out for you is 8th house, Scorpio, metamorphosis, death, and rebirth. When I saw Scorpio, it could very well be a Scorpio, but I said that it may require an ending of some sort for you and this person to come into alignment with each other, because the minute I thought this is a person from the past and could be karmic, I was wrong. So don't leave the video yet. You have North Node, destiny, purpose, and activation. So you could be in a relationship and or have somebody on your mind right now that you're going to grow apart from to be in alignment for this person. Because Scorpio 8th house and then North Node, those are two different energies. I mean, even in what it says at the bottom, right? It has metamorphosis, death, and rebirth. Maybe there's two options for you. It could be someone from your past, or if you activate destiny and are more purpose driven, this may be someone else. Unless you meet a Scorpio who is destined to be, your spouse. So now the archetype card that came out for you is Wise Salt. Intuitively, the first thing that came to mind was some air, right? Wise Salt just talks about, and look, the Wise Salt is like, go with this way. Wise Salt is like an advisory energy. And it's, I don't want to say like a sage of some sort, but it's like healing. Okay. You ever watched a movie, right? And they're somewhere where they may not have a first aid kit. You know how they'll like pour vodka on a wound, or, you've heard the phrase like, you throwing salt in the wound, right? But Wise Salt is like learning from the past, and maybe why this, these rays are pointing toward your North Node. So I'm going to leave it there, okay? From the guidebook, the Wise Salt points to wisdom, grit, and preservation. Wise salt is a sacred ingredient of preservation in due time and with due experience. The alchemist slowly develops these granules of wisdom that can someday be passed to another. Salt retains, preserves, and absorbs. It brings complexities to flavor and grit to slippery roads, such is the magic of this card. Someone who carries wise salt is immediately recognizable. So, because this reading is about whom you may marry, this is more their energy, not so much yours. This is a very wise person that may have learned from their past. They could have a very karmic past, but are now purpose driven and focusing on that North Node, which normally gives us some clues on things that may benefit us in moving forward and out of that karmic energy. So I think that that's super dope. When this card appears, know that everything you are going through will be of use down the line. See, one of you, if not you or this person, there are some things that you may be going through or have went through in the past that I feel like are just going to be things that make this relationship even more favorable. Now, I don't think it's for all of you, but at least for someone in the audience, I'll be honest that these cards could also point to someone that may be more purpose driven and, like the Queen of Swords or King of Swords has been divorced or is kind of cold in that area of the heart. So you clicking on this may have been just for shits and giggles, but it talks about some things may have ended that could have caused someone to get cold in the heart and maybe more focused on, higher activations of consciousness, destiny, and purpose. And I appreciate Spirit for just being real, because we ain't baking cupcakes, just you getting married, you getting married, you getting married. I set the intentions to answer the question, and the honesty of the cards will unfold, okay? Now you also have, let me put all of your cards here, by the way. You got some more. So you also have Emerald, which is a very magical card. Okay, most cultures find the emerald to be magnificente, right? Now Scorpio is what? The fire of water. Here you have more fire, Sagittarius, but you have Venus and Mars. Okay, so it says lush and reminiscent. The green of spring, emerald is known as the stone of successful love, stimulating loyalty, partnership, and friendship. Boop. Emerald opens the heart chakra, and see, I knew one of you need that. That's why it says activation. So right now we could be in a phase of rebirth. Okay, I'll say that. But possibly activating, because like the cards gonna point it out for us, possibly an activation of the heart chakra may help bring some color to these gray areas or whatnot. But I think that that's super dope. It talks about prosperity. Emerald is a sign for new beginnings and a fresh step in life. I love that. Radiating health, prosperity, and vitality. Grow in the direction of your dreams and nurture yourself along the way. See, nurturing yourself, that is the advice of the wise salt, I do believe. So I think that that's super cool. Now, for all of you in all of the groups, I did ask for any potential challenges in this situation. So using the Oracle relationship cards, you have alchemy could be challenging. Now, let me tell you something. Personally, myself as an alchemist, I will say that unless a person was actively moving in the same direction as I toward some level of understanding on the mysteries of life, mastering self, twin flame, soulmate, something mystical, magical shit that we all wake up and log on to YouTube for, but also in our real lives, or reading books, meditating. You know what I'm saying? Did you dig my blues? Unless a person has that, I could see alchemy being a challenge in a practical, real, like 3D relationship where it's cool. This person checks all of my boxes, right? Or I check all of their boxes, but there's no mystique, mysticism. There's no, conspiracy theories, nothing like that. I want that, or I would want that if I didn't have it. So I can find that for me to be challenging, maybe not to you. If you say, I don't care about that, as long as they're XYZ element of P, great. Well, they could check all of your boxes, but what if they are very focus driven on their purpose? That could interfere sometimes with a relationship or chemistry. When somebody is, you didn't see in the movies where celebrities, philosophers, teachers, police officers, like people who feel very purpose driven to their jobs or their future, is kind of like sometimes the spouse or family could take a snap or two there. So I'm not saying that that's the case or it's going to be horrible, but I asked and the card came out for any potential challenges. So the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. For some of you watching this video that again may feel you're more in karmic cycles or feel and believe you have karmic debt or just something that you'd like to transform or even end in the relationship section or even in your life, to get to this North Node, your purpose, and this heart activation, the card just pointed it out that maybe we could look into it because it's right next to the Emerald card. And I know the Emerald tablets and all kind of other folklores and stories behind the Emerald that may be very significant to your culture, tradition, or alchemy in general. You also have the number 8. So that may be significant because you got 2 8s. You got the 8th house You also have 8 in alchemy. So some of you, the number 8 coming up in August, okay, could be significant. I would also say that transmutation, as well as this green in the heart chakra, could be challenging to someone that has learned a lot of past lessons and aren't even fully open to sharing partnership like that. So transmutation could be the challenge, as in, you know, something being presented to you to take upon yourself to master. So if I say, I challenge you to, or I don't know, see, I get all goofy. If I was the Duchess of whatever, and I had some initiates before me, and they said, well, what is my challenge? And I would be like, well, your challenge would be to, you know, archery. So it's like, it's not challenging as in archery is going to kick your ass. It's archery is, you know, your purpose. So go at it, go out there and get it, you know? So do you get what I'm saying? So that when somebody says your challenge, it doesn't have to be something that kicks your ass. It may be the question that you're to answer, right? So here's your challenge. Alchemy, okay? Could even be the law of attraction, or you getting into alchemy, chakras, transmutation is how you bump into this person. Never know. Now, because I asked for potential challenges, I also asked for the strengths, right? You got 3 cards, and I think everybody else got 1 or 2 cards, so I took all 3. They came out like this. When I see the tarantula, first mind, protection. When I see the tiger, first mind, desire, and being out on the prowl, right? When I saw this card, I thought of a lack in direction. So just be mindful of that. But as benefits, okay, the tarantula is very protective and has this inner thing. Because see, I can see why the moon is on the mind of the tiger and why it's like in this hypnotic kind of state because of this tarantula. There's some silent communication there. So it could even be like 3 of cups, because the Pisces or the fish could be the cups. And it's like, well, these are the cards that were shuffled out to represent like the 3 of cups. So you could meet this person at a party, a bar, at a celebration. Be mindful, because we got this karmic and this X energy in the back with wise salt, that we don't misinterpret, you know, anything from this reading to a certain person in the past. And also this person, because again, these are benefits. I feel that this person may have realized that their suitors and their exes were off target. So when it says lacking direction and purpose and possibly being sex driven and very possessive, this person has learned a lesson from that, or maybe you have. And I feel that those are benefits. So whatever lessons that may have been learned in the past, they will not go unnoticed or unseen. Okay. Now, you got the 10 of Cups, child. So some of you, unfortunately, no, just playing, may know this person. Yes? Maybe? No. Okay. 10 of Cups represents happily ever afters. They represent the happy endings. It's also been like my soulmate card. And of all of your soulmates, maybe some of you have, you know, more than a few relationships in your back pocket. The 10 of Cups says that of all the ones, okay, this one, you guys are going to grip this same cup. It's not even 2 cups, right? Because 2 cups usually represents a relationship and harmony and balance. But you two sharing the same cup. And then look how we got the 3 cups in the rainbow, with the rainbow for the wise salt. So we're learning from these situations. And maybe both of us have learned those same lessons. That would be cool. Now, sometimes, okay, don't get all bent out of shape, depending on what your religion is or background is, because this isn't a personal reading, it's a collective reading. But sometimes the 10 of Cups could represent like same-sex marriages, you know, even though it's a man and a lady in this card. Who knows what they identify as, okay? Now ask your question because you have your angel answer card here, and I'll flip it over for you when you're ready. You have wait. Why am I not surprised? Because look at that sword. I told you. Now, group 1 got extra oracle cards because I wanted them to see. They got the. I ain't gonna tell you. I just gave them one. Okay. So I'm gonna shuffle out an additional oracle card for you, and you got 2. Y'all spoiled. Like she did what for them? You got 33, which is a master number, and you also have 37, which intuitively makes me think of 3 sevens, which is some of you have a higher purpose than who's going to marry you. I'm not going to hold you, which is why alchemy may be your challenge. And then you have weight, so you can stop attracting that and get, this. That makes sense. I knew it, but I just didn't want to go there because who logs on YouTube to hear the truth? Jesus. You have cold moon boy. Okay. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. And it says shadow. It says, by shielding light on my shadows, I unveil and cherish the hidden truths of my being. Okay. And then, because this one said boy, and then look at this. You got this cute little old fairy chick in a mermaid dress with wings on. It says, Sylph's Stream Exploration. Okay, somebody might want to explore some shit. I told you. Embracing the spirit of adventure, I step into the unknown. Whether I soar or stumble, each step enriches my journey. Okay, because this is definitely, y'all want to explore some. And some of you have the protection of the tarantula to do that. And look, it matches her little mermaid dress or whatnot. So it's like, okay, baby, if that's what you want to do or whatnot. And then we have alchemy with the number 33. So group 2, you have a very interesting selection of cards. I do hope that it helped. And we will move to group 3. Group 3, we will go ahead and get started. Your first cards, and I'll set the disclaimer that you guys are going to get an extra oracle bonus card at the end. Here is your angel answer card, so go ahead and set your intentions to have a question answered that you may be curious about. The first cards of all your cards, okay, let me just sit them out there for you. You have sextile, which is harmony, ease, and compatibility. So in the question of who will you marry, I feel that this is a person you possibly have or will get a compatibility report about. There's a sextile in the chart that makes this relationship faded. It could be the Venus sign, and I love that because I do the star Venus love readings, and depending on where Venus falls in your chart or your partner's, sometimes that's just so faded that the choices and decisions we make in life can't even mess that up, because Venus plays a big deal in our relationships as well as the moon, okay, and a few other transits. So I love that. Oh, that's so cute. We have the star. Oh my God, have you gotten a Venus star reading? That's crazy. Now, I don't play card games like, well, I guess tarot is supposed to be entertaining, but they be entertaining me too. So if you feel entertained, just imagine how I feel. So the next card that you got, go in the order. You have smoke with the number 32. Now, this is a card that I do have some familiarity with because I've seen it before on the channel. So if you've looked at any of the general readings and or have done other picker cards, it may be consistent with this question you coming to ask. However, this card represents warning, illusion, and smoldering. We got the scissors, we got fire, we got symbols. So let's see what it's talking about. Smoke is a tantalizing phenomenon Stealth-like and seductive, it swirls and twists, rising and disappearing. It travels great lengths with its signature scent, warning of a flame somewhere in the laboratory. Okay, like the flame in your heart, honey. Such is the nature of the smoke card. When present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of fire cannot be ignored, baby. So y'all gonna be on fire? Ooh wee. A star is like a wish fulfillment. Because I'm looking at the sextile logo as like a star or an asterisk. So I'm getting Venus star. I'm thinking whoever you get love readings about, or if you get a love reading regarding marriage, ask them if they could do like the astrological or like a Venus star reading. It's also a transit, so just be mindful of where that transit is and what it's doing. But you guys may be on fire. Now, hopefully not too far on fire, because it says it's going to be a lot of, it says smoke, but I'm thinking heat and steam, child. It says, the reason why I said don't get crazy is because the card asks, does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with the fear-stricken scent of destruction? So if you get that self-sabotaging feeling of too good to be true, or if this person has that kind of energy, just be mindful of it, because it asks you to kind of like sit with that to get a better understanding of why, you know, a person could do that, whether it's your partner and you helping them and being supportive, or it's a trait that you feel like you may have or have had. Okay. The smoke card may be a message to clear the air with another person. So, do you know this person already? Very interesting. Your crystal card is cute. Okay, it's like I can see it like, because this is definitely one dimensional, but you see how it could be all coming up to one point. So I definitely feel like it could be a fated situation where back in the day, you know, they said that the pyramids were lined up to constellations and points. So you guys may share some sort of thing like that, some astrological connection or detail is present for you, group 3, because I didn't have a super load of that in the other readings. Like that wasn't really a driving force. We also have tree agate, which talks about stability. The tree agate is a stable force that grounds you back to earth. So baby, they're gonna knock you off your feet. You have Virgo here with Mercury. It says rooting you to the core of your being, a stone in resonance with nature. Tree agate asks that you nurture the seeds you have planted and provide enough sustenance for them to succeed. Weed out the negativity and naysayers. So when I saw smoke, I was going to also say that this person may be a grower, or could, you know, be in the cannabis market, okay? Or just make you feel like that. I also asked what the benefits were here, and and these are your additional cards, so don't trip. I asked what any challenges would be, and then of course I had to ask what the benefits would be. So if there were any challenges, you have remembrance, 38. And I like how this looks really cultural, right? As I'm talking about pyramids and communication. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. So the challenge would be in your memories. Now, we can sometimes have memories that hinder our present day. I don't know if this person is going to remind you of someone, or if remind them of someone. It also talks about if there are any past life connections, those memories could hinder the present day. And I can see exactly how that would happen. I've had that situation with my partner, and it just came out of nowhere through a very odd time when there was a wave of awakenings happening all across the country, all over the world. I think it was either before, after, or during like the pandemic energy. So it was that 2019 wave, right, of weird shit. And I said that to him. I was like, you know what? You behave like I really just did something to you in a past life. And that's because that's the only sense I could make of. And here go the smoke. Oh, the love of your life, honey. I'm like, you behave in a manner that I must have done something, because it ain't no way in hell like this is happening. Like such a odd, deeply rooted twin flame connection, right? From childhood up until, present. And it's just this hallmark, but same time tragic ass windmill loop of everything, right? But beautiful, and also like toxic. So I'm like, I said that once a few years ago. I was like, baby, because I like to make sense of things, and I read a lot. I feel like there's a lot of things that could be going on, or that may be true, that are so unbelievable they will probably never be concepts that are widely accepted. So I said that to him, and what was weird was, because he's such a practical, non-believing, everyday person, you would think he would have said, "You crazy," or "What?" But our relationship and our friendship grew after all of those odd things that I blurted out. He never once disagreed with me. And I ain't brought it up, but I kept it in my back pocket that he never said, "She crazy, that makes no sense, how could you say that?" He didn't get offended, because I was like, he was so catty at the time. I was like, I must have hurt you. Like, I must have been the dude, you was the chick, and I drugged your ass. I just had to have. Because you're so complicated. You're so, why do you do the shit you do, right? And we had a break or whatever, and I never heard any disagreement. So it made me feel like something within him felt like it didn't sound unbelievable, right? So yeah, memories from this life, or some sort of remembrance, period. Now, for those of you that don't resonate with that, something that just came to me intuitively is like you activating and waking up and having some remembrance of who you are. And of course, that's like a metamorphosis of recalibration. So whatever fate you were just going to have, destiny creeps in sometimes when we have those type of transmutations. So if we don't remember who we are all the time, we may not become the person to, you know what I mean, to get that. But if it comes up in your reading, it's like, I don't feel like it's not going to happen, because I asked specifically who you're going to marry. It just says that could be the most challenging aspect of it. So the benefits, right? Let's talk about the benefits. Oh, okay. That's not bad. It's not the worst thing that could happen. Because the story, and I didn't even see that card. I promise you, the only card that I remember for you guys is, let me see. Yeah, okay. I remembered one of those and this one. So this Three of Swords, right? The Three of Swords says that there's definitely some shit And you or them, because smoke as the warning, and it's like a fire that's been put out, but it's still some smoke, so it could still be some fire. If this is a person from your past that you're ultimately gonna marry, y'all got some old shit that is gonna be challenging, because ain't nobody gonna forget. And I can say that you may still have a Hallmark movie, okay, and the best book love, okay, that you can imagine with these cards, but honestly, it could also be some energy of a lack of forgiveness, hurt, and like unrequited love. Because when I think of Venus being so abundant, and if I think of the star, who is usually like, you know, someone that we put on a pedestal, or if it's like unrequited love, like I'm head over heels for someone that ain't really reciprocating that. And it's not that they don't care about you or like you. It's just that it hurts to think that and feel that, and you can't not see that and feel that and think that. And it may be challenging, but the benefit is whatever relationship made you or that person feel that way, this communication comes in with that third sword that releases whatever block you have, right? Some others of us that have spiritual gifts and abilities that very well could go to the other side or get this information themselves. To me, sometimes I feel like this third sword is an interruption to your ability to see, like, through the veil. You know, they say like some people are just born with the veil. The veil is like some spiritual, psychic, intuitive thing. And so it's challenged in some way, and I feel like it has something to do with the truth, communication, or like, you know, just imagine the swords being raised, and it's kind of a benefit but not, right? So that's crazy. I mean, it can be horrible though, because I said, what are the challenges? Remembering what are the benefits, and the benefits are whatever blocks you have are going to be released. So it's like, I didn't say this is going to be the last person you guys marry. I just said, who is your potential? No, I'm just playing. I know some of y'all like, oh, hell no. But it's true. Like, you don't want no bullshit. You don't want me to sit here and be like, yeah, they're going to be rich and tall, and they're going to be, you know what I'm saying? But let's talk about that. Because actually, this block that's released, that's the benefit. Haha. Whoever clicked off, fuck them, because here come the good news. The Nine of Pentacles does talk about release. And I feel like this release is from whatever any past karmic energy was. It also talks about independence, where we learn to age out of codependency, right? And then you got the Four of Swords that talk about victory as well as the healing, right? The Four of Swords is also my recovery card. So for some of you, if it's a marriage that leads to a divorce, you are going to receive compensation for it, because this is the reward for being released from an uphill battle. Now, others of us, some of you, this marriage could work. Others of you, we just ain't going to persevere. It's like, I'm not pushing through it. And for some reason, it just seems like for some of you, not pushing through an unfavorable marriage brings some sort of awareness, recognition, and increase. This is the Nine of Pentacles is usually connected to an independent woman. Hyper independency could lead to this Three of Swords, but the benefit is, you know what I'm saying, like a narcissist wouldn't remember nothing no way, so it wouldn't matter. Group 2 and 3, you guys were a bit more interesting than I anticipated, but it's not gonna rock me out of my character. I'm just a reader, so it's like I wanted to hear tell me some love stories or something, but this is just like reality and super dope. Okay. And now I hope you set the intention to get your question answered. We are going to flip over your angel answer card, y'all. Y'all are something else. Jeez Louise. Are you ready? Okay, let's see. Your answer is remain positive. Look at that. I love it. And I do hope that it helps.